It was her first night. The parents were going out to dinner, and she would be there from 7 p.m. until midnight.
Welcome to room 13, where every story hides a secret, a place where the unknown comes to life, and the eerie is all too real. Here, we uncover the chilling tales that lurk in the shadows.
The house was beautiful. 2 stories, an attached garage, and a large backyard. Mrs. Miller gave her a quick tour: the kitchen, living room, Emma's bedroom on the 2nd floor, and the emergency numbers on the refrigerator. She said Emma was calm, had already eaten, and just needed to be put to bed at 8:30. They left at 7:15. Emma was in the living room watching cartoons. She had blonde hair, wore pink pajamas, and was very quiet. The nanny sat beside her and tried to start a conversation, complimenting her drawing. Emma nodded, and they sat in silence for a few minutes. Then Emma spoke without taking her eyes off the TV. "The man from the garage wants to talk to you. Read Nosa." The nanny asked what man she meant. Emma replied, "The man who lives there?" She assumed it was a joke, a child's imagination. She asked what he wanted. Emma turned to her, serious, and said, "He said you should go there." A slight discomfort settled in. The nanny told Emma there was nobody in the garage, that only she and her parents lived there. Emma shook her head and said he had lived there for a long time and that she saw him at night. Her stomach tightened. When asked if she had told her parents, Emma said she had, but they told her it was just a dream. The nanny glanced at the door leading to the garage in the kitchen. She walked over and found it locked. Pressing her ear against it, she heard nothing. She returned to the living room. At 8:20, she took Emma upstairs to bed. Emma walked ahead of her, then stopped before entering her room. "Sometimes he comes up at night," Emma said. "He stands in the hallway just watching." A chill ran through her. She reassured Emma and put her to bed, then closed the door and went back downstairs. She told herself children invent things, but something still felt wrong. She grabbed her phone, turned on the flashlight, and opened the garage door. A staircase led down. She flipped the switch. The light revealed an empty garage, 2 cars, tools on the walls, bicycles. Everything looked normal. Then she noticed, tucked behind some boxes, a dirty folded blanket, empty food cans, and a water bottle. Her heart raced. Someone had been sleeping there. The cans were fresh. Suddenly, she heard dragging footsteps outside, approaching from the street. They stopped at the garage door. She heard the doorknob being tested. She ran up the stairs, locked the garage door from the kitchen, and grabbed her phone with trembling hands. She called Mrs. Miller, who answered on the 2nd ring. In a low voice, she said, "Someone is living in your garage." There was silence. Then Mrs. Miller asked what she meant. She explained what Emma had said and what she had found. Muffled voices followed as Mrs. Miller spoke to her husband. Then she said firmly, "Get out of the house now. Take Emma and leave. Call the police." The nanny hung up, ran upstairs, and opened Emma's bedroom door. She told her they needed to leave. Emma calmly asked, "Is it because of the man?" She picked Emma up and rushed downstairs. From the garage, she heard wood creaking. someone forcing the door she had locked. She ran out the front door, crossed the garden, and reached the sidewalk. The front door remained open, the lights still on. She waited with Emma in her arms. 3 minutes later, sirens arrived. 2 patrol cars. 4 officers entered the house with weapons drawn. 5 minutes later, they came out with a man in handcuffs. Tall, thin, with a long beard and dirty clothes. He looked at the nanny, then at Emma, and smiled. An officer explained that the man had been living in the garage for 2 months, sneaking in and out while the family slept. He stole food, used the bathroom, and watched them. Inside his blanket, police found photos, family photos taken inside the house, including pictures of Emma sleeping. The man confessed that he came in every night and stood in the hallway, watching. The nanny felt sick. The Millers arrived 15 minutes later, pale and shaken. They hugged Emma, paid the nanny, thanked her, and apologized. She drove home in silence. She never worked as a babysitter again. And every night before going to sleep, she checks her garage. Because if it happened to them, it could happen to anyone.
Hey, the stories aren't over yet, but consider subscribing and leaving a like. With a simple tap on the screen, you help our work a lot. Now, without further ado, let's move on to the next story.